guys, Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. I've been a bookkeeper for a long time, and I have clients coming up to me with all kinds of questions. One of the most popular is Square, as you know. And today we're going to touch one more subject in Square, and that is matching Square transactions in QuickBooks Online. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we are on QuickBooks Online, and the first thing we want to do is go to App Transactions. So on the left hand side, now one thing that I wanted to mention to you, there is a couple of views, and this might look a little different for you. If that's the case, on the top right hand side, just go ahead and click on that gear menu, and you can switch the view to business view. Okay, I'm sorry, to accountant view. That's where we were. Or this is the business view. This is probably what you see. If you see something different than that, it's because you have a newer setup, a newer company, and this is going to look a lot more like desktop. But you can actually switch to accountant view. So on the top right hand side, click on the gear menu, and if you do that, you're going to see exactly what you're looking at right now. So that's the best way for you to do it, because the new business view, it's a little different and it's not going to be the same for everybody. So we're going to be working on this view. If you have any question, you can just write down below and we can address that for you. But you can switch back and forth. It's not going to change anything whatsoever on your books. It's just the way you look at it. It's just the interface. All right, here we are. On the left hand side, if you're on the accountant view, you see banking, right? If you are on the business view, this is going to call transaction. It's the same thing. Okay. So, and then right below you have app transaction. Now we're going to go to app transaction first, or you can go to banking. So if you go to banking, you're going to locate your income transaction. Okay. So some of our income transactions, right? So, let's look at this one for $199, for instance, January 18th. So what I'm going to do here to make it easier for us, I'm going to duplicate this page. If you actually take your mouse all the way to the top and you right click on your mouse on the address bar, you'll be able to duplicate this page. This way you can go tag back and forth, and it makes it easier for you to see what's going on. So we're going to duplicate that. And on the second tab, see, it can go back and forth. Ooh, yay. On the second tab, I'm going to go to banking, and I'm going to go to the app transactions. Okay. Here, there's several filters that can make your life easier. We're looking for a specific date, specific amount. So I can actually click on date here, and this is a date filter. It's going to bring me the oldest transaction. Now this one is not Square, so we're gonna look for an income Square, and it's gonna say Square. Okay. Oh, this one we already recorded. To make it easier for us, I can actually just type, see the search bar, I can type Square. There you go. That makes it easier, doesn't it? Okay, so just type Square there, and you got a filter right here. So you're just gonna take a look at one of those transactions. I see April 8th. Go to the other one for $238.87. I'm gonna go, oh, there it is, $238.87. All right. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is that there's two transactions here. One transaction is the received transaction. So this is the sale. If you want to take a look at this transaction, you can click on it, and it's going to open up and you can view the details on that. Okay. If you click on view more and then view details, I can take a look at what kind of transaction is this. Now here I am not tracking any details on this transaction, but you can track. Like if you want to track like the service that you're providing, you can do that. But in order to do that, you'd have to import your products and service first. And when you integrate with QuickBooks, you want to select that you want to track those sales. All right. Now keep in mind when integrating with QuickBooks, and I'm going to put a link down below how you integrate the new way. You want to make sure that you want to, if possible, bring as lump sum. But if you have large transaction and you want to track them, then you do it individually. Okay. And to track those products, of course, if you have, but keep in mind that if you have like 100 transaction or a day, you probably don't want to track it because it's going to create a lot of little transactions, and then the amount being transferred, it's hard to match it. So you got to add up. So to make your life easier, if you have a lot of transaction, you want to transfer as lump sum and not track it. Now if you need to track it, you can, but it's just going to be a little more work. All right. But if you have large transactions, then you can track it. You want to make sure you want to track your customers and what kind of products you're selling the most and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, so these are the details. So if there's sales tax and things like that, you're going to see right there. And if there is any discrepancy, you'll be able to see right there, the discrepancy. All right, so we found the transaction. Now, wanted to point out to you that the amount here is not the same. So I have $242.45. But the amount transferred to the bank was $238.87, and the reason why there is a discrepancy is because there is a fee. There is a square fee, and which doesn't add up to be the same. So that fee is deducted here. So $7.55. Okay, so so my net amount is going to be $238.87. So $250 is the total. Square fee $7.55, and then total deposit is $242.45. And there's still a few more items that is deducted. So now see that for each transaction there is a received, a deposit, and there is a transfer which is spent. Okay, this is because we have a Square clearance account, and all transaction, all income is going to go into the Square income and then going to get out as a transfer. However, there's a different way to integrate your Square, and that is when you don't have a clearance account, and it's going to go straight to your bank account. If you have that way of matching, so you're not going to see those two, you're just going to see one of them, just the deposit, just the received amount. And if that's the case, then that amount has to match exactly what happened in the bank. So here is not going to match because I have a clearance account, right? And now a lot of times if you have Square loan, or if you have savings and things like that, the amount is not going to match exactly. So in that case, you need to add adjustments to that. So it's a more individual way, and Square can get really complex, especially if you have third app integrated Square and then integrated with QuickBooks Online. So you got to be careful when there's third-party integration with Square and then Square with QuickBooks, because sometimes there will be missing information such as sales tax and things like that. So you just need to watch very closely for those details. One example of that, just want to Grubhub, or if you have a restaurant, the third-party apps that connects to them, usually you don't get paid from Square from those apps, but they are connected to your Square for other reasons. When that happens, then the fee that they're charging you from Grubhub and the amount of money that is being sent to you is being sent directly from Grubhub or Uber Eats and things like that. So it's not going to match. For those transactions, you need to treat them differently. So we're keeping it simple because that's all that we have time for today. So in this situation, like I said, we have a clearance account. If you don't have a clearance account, that's okay too. Like I said, you would just make sure that the amount is exact. So we're going to add those 2 transactions here. And then this is the one that's going to transfer into the checking account. Want to see that? Okay. All right. So we added that. Now I go to the next tab, and of course it's not going to show up here because we haven't updated yet. You can refresh the page, or usually what I do, I just click on categorize and then back on for review, and it kind of refreshes the page. And voila! See that? All right. Transfer. And on the 22nd we have the same, so I can do the same. Refreshing here too. Same amount, so we're gonna add here and we're gonna add here. Right, so we're gonna go to the next tab. I'm gonna refresh the page, and voila, there it is. That's the one. All right. Okay, so this is how it works. Now first of all, remember that we do have a clearance account, so that you can visualize what's going on. On the left hand side, you click on accounting, chart of accounts, and then you look into Square, view register, and you'll be able to see those transactions. Okay, so it's money in, money out. And remember that there is a difference between the 242.45 and the 238.87, and that is additional fees. In this case, we have the Square fee, which was $7.55, and then we have an additional fee, which is the Square loan. Okay, so in this case, at the end of the day, I do have to manually record a journal entry to make up for this difference. Okay, so we don't have to do it on a daily basis, but you do have to do it at the end of each month or so, and adjust whatever amount was not accounted for, and make sure that all the amounts are matching whatever you have in Square. Alright, this is it for now. So this is how you match transaction in QuickBooks Online with the Square app integrated with QuickBooks Online in your bank. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. We will bring videos like this on a constant basis. And if you want to stay up to date with the newest updates with QuickBooks Online, this is a great way to do it. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up as well. Thumbs up, subscribe, and we look forward to see you again on our next video. But until next time, keep on smiling.